In a world full of gross school lunches. Just kidding. This is not Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. This is Erica's Heart. And today, I want to share a little bit of something that's on my heart. It's been on my heart always, actually. It's a part of me because I often go through the grief of transitions. Will this be a soliloquy or a monologue? Will it be a future script? Or is it just an aside? Is it me talking to myself? Is it going to be the voicemail of a future rapper and that he's going to use in a song? Find out next. You'll have to stay tuned. But what I do want to talk about is grief, loss, transition. We often refer to it when we lose maybe a house or an opportunity, a job or a friend or a loved one. But what happens when we feel like we've lost ourselves? Those times, is it time to let the light in and say hello to a new season, to a new you, to maybe a new place, to a new job, to new friends, and new habits? See, often when we look back on our lives and we think, oh, I really miss this, I really miss that, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, we're, first of all, not even facing the right direction. If you are looking backwards, you can't possibly look forward to what? The future, to where you are right now, to where your feet are, where you're headed, where you're going, where there's strength, where, I don't know, it could be unknown, but that doesn't mean that the unknown can't be better. It can't improve. Sometimes we get tired of the shadows, but we have to remember that the shadows are just that. It was the shadow of the valley of death. We weren't actually dying. And friend, you aren't dying. You haven't lost yourself. You're just becoming. And you're becoming new and you're being made. And that kind of reminds me of Isaiah. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. What we often forget is for that road and that river to be made in the wilderness and the desert, those places are indeed dry. And what do you do with dry seasons? We're tempted to run away. That's what we want to do. But actually, it is to lean in. It is to lean into new habits. It is to lean into a bedtime, to eating well, to getting on the treadmill, and even though it doesn't feel like you're going anywhere, to step forward. It's to lean into community, your friends, and your loved ones. It's to lean into what your heart is telling you, but also filtering that through because our hearts can be deceitful. It's leaning into moving your body and going to the gym. When we go to the gym, we know we're going to be met with resistance. We literally add weights to it in order to gain and in order to grow. How come we don't use that same philosophy with our lives? Every time we get into a new season, we have to step up. You see what I did there? Also, Step Up is one of my favorite movies, just in case you wanted to know. But it is pushing back the weight. It is pushing back opposition. It's knowing that this season, no matter how hard or how heavy it feels, it's not going to kill me. It is going to make me grow because it's going to force me to push back. It's going to force me to fight back. It's going to force me to develop. It's going to force me to become. Why? Because even in the highways, the byways, and the in-betweens, the hallways of life, we're growing. You only stop growing when you stop. And that's the point. Not to stop. It's to fuel yourself. It's to imagine. It's to dream new dreams. It's to create new things. It's to write things down. It's to film your progress. It's to track things and see, who am I becoming? What's going on in my life? Am I where I was? No. Am I where I think I'm going? No. But that's okay, because in the middle is where we become. In the middle is where we find out what we like and what we don't like. It's where we start going to the library and drawing again. It's where we start looking at TV shows differently. It's where we start hanging out and being grateful that we're alive. My friend gave me this one thing, and it was so helpful for me. God, I don't know, but I do want to. It's I'm seeking the kingdom above all else. It's I'm leaning into the mysteries of God. It's I'm getting dressed and going places even when I don't really know where I'm going. It's allowing life to add light in and making sure that it's pure light and it's the right light and it's from a good source that comes from above. It's putting on the shoes and walking out with the gospel of peace and the good news. Okay, poet? Yeah, it's getting your bag and being prepared for the destination and the journey ahead, okay? It's not always clear. Sometimes it's as muddy as makeup. But one thing about it is you can get in the bathroom and get ready and come out feeling brand spanking new. And that's what it's all about. It's about friends and connection and family. I found this poem in my notes app and it said, "My heart is healed. My heart is restored. God broke down the walls that I built as a false means of protection. I am healed. I am restored. I have been made new. Full heart, full healing, my shield, my strength. In him I inhabit, I live, I move, I breathe, I dwell. He is now my gate. Things are settled in his presence. He guards my palace, places his peace in it, places his peace in me, puts me back together, restores my soul, gives me his spirit." Friend, if you've been frustrated because old systems aren't working, I recommend leaning into new ways of being this season. Who knows what you'll create instead? After all, to lose your life is to gain it. Am I right? That's what my Bible says. So as I continue to grow through the unknown and I develop and I trust that my Maker knows exactly where he's brought me, I'll continue to share my heart.